many events had to be cancelled or scaled back this year over Remembrance Weekend. Remembrance Sunday was no different, of course.
Despite the lack of crowds and large services, the nation still came together to pay respect to the armed forces. Our reporter Fee Lambden has been looking at the different ways the country fell silent.
We lost 31 of the crew in the sinking. I should remember those guys, which I do every Remembrance Day. We'll never forget them.
95-year-old Stan Ford was aboard the Allied ship HMS Fratton on D-Day.
The nearest you are to an explosion, you don't really hear it, right? But I had a feeling, the feeling of weightlessness, and then plonk in the water. Rescue boats come up on the scene, and I was luckily I was pulled aboard. The hand of God was on me on that day.
But Stan's spine was fractured in the explosion. He's needed calipers to help him walk ever since.
I think we should be remembering the people who served us because they risked their lives for us.
9-year-old Maisie may be 86 years younger than Stan, but like him, she wants everyone to remember.
It looks amazing because we have all the windmills and crosses and the lamppost poppies.
And has transformed her own street in Plymouth from Bluebell Street to Poppy Street.
It was really emotional. I blubbed all the way through it. It was really beautiful. Normally we would be with thousands of people as per normal, standing together and being part of the most beautiful services. We weren't going to let it pass us, were we? No. We were determined to make sure that we could mark it in a very poignant way.
At the Cenotaph in London, the Queen and other royals watched from a balcony, a scaled-back service in Whitehall. Down below, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Sir Keir Starmer lay wreaths. In normal times, thousands gather here, but today, for the first time, it was closed off to the public. And while traditional ceremonies and marches are called off in Scotland, First Minister Nicola Sturgeon lay a wreath at Edinburgh Castle.
Remembering the 31 crew members who made the supreme sacrifice when the ship was attacked and sunk. August 1944, Normandy. R.I.P., rest in peace. It's so sort of wicked of COVID-19 to pick to now when the nation normally comes together to remember friends, family. But the Brits, they get over these things. They organise the alternatives with the wreaths.
And in 2 days' time, Stan will add his wreath to hundreds from across the country, which will travel by train to London on Remembrance Day. Fiona Lambden, BBC News.
Scotland Yard has said it'll look into the actions of an officer at the Cenotaph yesterday after a video was circulated appearing to show a police officer pushing a man over as he played the bagpipes. It happened in Whitehall after the royal family and Prime Minister laid their wreaths of remembrance. Police say they'll investigate the actions of the officer in the wider context of the incident. There was one arrest.